pay the money now. All right.
Yep.
Another Kenny Stansel,
No.
Common Dreams. Again, I told you he's part of the All-Star team. There was a major ruling this week on Rooftop Solar, and this also happened last Monday. I thought this was... Oh, that was Julia Conley last week. Okay, so no, this was not Monday. This was during the week, and this was on Tuesday. For the first time, a federal court has said that utilities can be liable under antitrust laws if they attack rooftop solar. And, you know, there's been a huge crusade about the electric companies and about the gas companies that have been attacking rooftop solar.
You can't go off the grid. You can't. Yep. I mean, there's a bunch of rules.
Right? So this is a really good story and positive news. Okay. Clean energy advocates celebrated Monday after federal court appeals court reversed lower court decision, and of course, I'm sure that they're going to appeal it to yet a higher court again. But Salt River Project, which jacked up electricity rates by more than 60%, can be prosecuted for violating federal antitrust laws. Okay, 60% for customers who installed rooftop solar. So they jacked up the rates if you were using rooftop solar, so that they still you were still paying just as much, even though you weren't using nearly as much energy.
Yeah.
Nice. But only the people who had solar. I mean, it was specifically targeted and discriminatory. Right?
Yep.
They can be liable if they attack it.
Arizona?
So this is in Arizona, which is good because they get a little bit of sun down there. Right? So this is SRP in 2015. Solar City. I think everybody knows who Solar City is. I think every right-winger screams about Solar City and the failure of Solar City.
Or did.
Right? That was like the big Obama. Yeah, 96%. Again, Solar City lost 96% of its applications. However, more than 95% of the companies that were in that program actually were successful and produced something and did what the plan was intended to do. Anyway, in 2019, they got sued by William Ellis and other residents, okay, because they were getting jacked in an attempt to maintain monopoly control. So, in its ruling, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals concurred with the plaintiffs that the scheme unlawfully discriminated against customers with solar energy systems and was designed to stifle competition in the electricity market.
Yep. Standard trust stuff.
Okay. Far-reaching consequences. With a favorable ruling, power hoarding days for SRP and other corporate entities will be numbered. That's assuming that they don't buy all the solar companies now. And that's what you see next.
Which they will. Yep. They're already doing that.
Right. What you saw back in the 90s and 2000s were the oil companies buying up all the battery development companies that were trying to develop long-range batteries for electric vehicles. So they just bought them and shelved them. There's a movie called Who Killed the Electric Car that I would highly recommend everybody watch, documentary, and they interview a company out of Michigan, an older gentleman that just decided to start building batteries because nobody else was doing it. And they're going crazy.
Well, see, that's the thing now, right? With solar, you know, I've got a few panels up on top of the roof, and when my family put them in, they were expensive, right? Like, you know, and
they're an investment.
The thing was, like, you couldn't do it yourself, right? Well, like you either had to have the money to do it yourself, which you weren't going to get the amount you needed, right? And as they got cheaper, what started happening was companies started buying all the like solar panels that were like house specific, right? So you ended up having to go to something like Solar City or whatever to install, rent. Like it went to more a renting market for solar, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, and now it's like to really have solar the way you want it, you need one of those Tesla batteries, right? And you know that's more lithium we're ripping out of the earth. So until we make those graphene batteries, you know, which then we're going to be ripping carbon out of the earth. So, and we kind of want less carbon in the atmosphere. But you know,
I digress.
yeah.
So again, global investment in clean energy surged by 27% last year. Again, this is also a World Economic Forum plan to shift to a quote unquote green economy. So remember, a lot of the Build Back Better stuff was incentivizing this green economy, but for big corporations that it was a lot of window dressing. But again, this is still good news because solar got a win. Rooftop solar got a win. Big oil, big gas.
I've seen a thing now where it's the sheets, the solar sheets, to where it's like a roll, right? So you like roll it out on your roof and then like screw it down.
Sure. And then of course there's Elon Musk. Elon actually built the Tesla solar roof. It's expensive.
Solar roof tiles.
And then they, between the solar roof and the Powerwall battery
Tesla
capacitor that they designed for the house. Revolutionary. And why had nobody else thought to do that? Like,
they did. You just did it yourself. I mean, you made a lithium cell with lots of lithium batteries, and and it costs you like real estate in your house to have, right? It's the fact that they sandwiched it and put it on the wall. Like you can essentially buy those like cells now that are aftermarket.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of RV guys that set stuff up like that, and it's just when you're dealing with voltages like that, you got to know what you're doing. So
So again, I'm gonna make my plea. Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying batteries are capacitors, so they hold energy.
Yes, they do.
I wouldn't go sticking screwdrivers near one if you don't know what you're doing.
No, don't do that. Again, just want to make a plea to support Common Dreams. They are an excellent organization. You can either support them one time or monthly. And it is a nonprofit that is tax deductible. So if you have a couple of bucks to support an uncorrupted organization that puts out amazing content on a daily basis, like Indie Left News, and is one of the main contributors, and I would call them one of the cornerstones of Indie Left News. If you look at a shopping mall, this is definitely one of the big stores that I rely on for excellent content. And you can see by how many Common Dreams articles we had tonight. What's that?
Right next to the Twinkie display.
Right? commondreams.org. commondreams.org. So